Hey, fam, what's good? I'll tell you what's not good. That fucking X-Files movie that they just released here in 2026. That sucked. Here I am going, oh my god, a new X-Files movie. Ah, yay, aliens and bullshit, right? And I was all excited and all happy and said, let me check this shit out. So there it is. All that talk that we've been doing and we've been saying about them trying to normalize pedophilia. Of all places that you would expect to see shit like this, would be an X-Files movie, right? It's sci-fi. The fuck? A pedophile priest. Okay, this is the X-Files setup now. What the movie was about. If you don't want to I have spoiler alerts here, okay? But even though it involves a pedophile, so there is no such thing as a spoiler alert, Hollywood, at this point. I'm gonna tell them, are you trying to promote pedophilia here? There's a priest, and I don't even remember the fucking name of the guy, but he had raped, molested 37 boys and ended up being kicked out of the priesthood, and they put him in some kind of camp where in the movie they put all the pedophiles in this camp, and they have their own little apartments and their own little thing, and I guess they're under surveillance to keep the little children safe, to keep everybody safe. We have to put them under heavy surveillance. What does that sound like? All these pedophiles that are running our government want to put those flat cameras everywhere, and they're pointing them right at where all the children are, but let's do the math. Revelation of method here. Okay, to keep your children safe, they don't put your pedophiles away in prison forever and ever and a day until they die, life imprisonment. Or like in Florida, they're gonna do now is they're gonna stick that ass in Old Sparky and light you up. And that's funny. I'm gonna tell you what's happening now in Florida. This guy that molested his 5-year-old grandson, a MAGA, here in Florida. He was one of the ones that was talking about the people that molest children under 12 should get the electric chair. He got caught with his 5-year-old grandson. How's that going to pan out? He was in charge of doing the laws for pedophiles that give them the chair, and there he is. He want to die because, and he's DeSantis' friend. See what I'm saying? The pedophilia shit. So I want to see the ass being light up. You know what I'm saying? If they're really going to hold strong to this law, that's another thing. They're always hiding. These pedophiles hide where you never expect them. And they're the first one pointing the finger at everybody else while they're doing shit. But anyway, that's what's happening in Florida right now with the pedophiles and shit. And to see this shit in the X-File movie, I had no fucking clue that this shit was going to end up right in a pedophile pit. I'm thinking X-Files, there are ETs and fucking mythology from different cultures and what little animals they got, like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and bullshit like that, right? That cute shit like that, you know what I'm saying? No, honey. They went straight for the pedophilia. 37 children this priest molested, and he was put in a little camp with other pedophiles. They keep the pedophiles alive and safe and let them have a life and shit, after they've done that to 37 children, the 37 little boys. Let them go on and live their life and have their little, we got to put them under surveillance or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. But anyway, I had no idea this movie was going to turn to that. So, Scully and Mulder, they end up going, Scully talked Mulder into coming out of his hermit mode and get it back in there. He goes, oh, I don't want to do the FBI thing anymore. But anyway, she convinced him and coaxed him into it. So now they're both back. And they found themselves in this pedophile camp talking to this priest. And right away, Scully was like, oh, no. I'm not going to believe it. I don't know why we're even asking this guy. Because the guy had some kind of information and the police are using him. He just happened to be this ex-priest that molested 37 boys and shit. So Scotty wasn't having it. She's like, and I'm not going to believe you. And then finally the guy was like, but I see visions and I see, from God. And she was, from God? the pedophile priest is saying these things that he prays and he gets visions. But Scully wasn't having it, and the pedophile priest told her, get out because I can't have any visions with her here, the blah blah blah, whatever. And so she leaves, and then he starts giving the FBI and Mulder information about where this guy that's been, these people that have been disappearing and blah, blah, FBI agents disappearing, yada, yada. But anyway, that's how the story goes. And that took me off guard. I was like, pedophile in a camp? And he's helping? And Mulder's all down with it. Mulder's like, oh yeah. And then Mulder's trying to build a case for the pedophile priest, the Scully. And everybody was at odds with this guy, and at the end, they made this motherfucker into some kind of hero, where his visions from God helped them find and get down to whatever the fuck was going on. I'm not gonna end it all, but it ends like a pedophile is a good guy. He ended up dying of lung cancer, the pedophile. So the point is that they're trying to normalize pedophilia, and of all places, fucking X-Files. I was sitting there trying to go, oh, I want to watch a movie about the X-Files. I'm so excited. And get my mind off of all these fucking pedophiles that are in our government, running our government right now. I want to take my mind off of all that, hurting the children. I can't anymore. I don't care what's in the Epstein files. I just want them to release. So that the people that don't believe it, the people that have to see it for themselves. I already feel it. I know what's happened already. But they need to see it. Let them see it. And let them know we were not lying. And let them act accordingly after that. Are we going to tolerate this shit of hurting the children? And what's the big deal about hurting the children? Those are the kind of people that need to click off this shit right now. You don't think it's a big deal to rape a child or shit like that. You have no business after me. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to go there. I can't even imagine. I'm cringing right now. But anyway, the fact that they made the X-Files into this movie, but it was all about this pedophile priest and his eyes bleeding when he had a vision, and he's somehow a good guy all of a sudden and helped them. They're trying to normalize this pedophilia, and that's horrifying to me. It's like crazy. And you think, why? Why should we care what they, look at the world around you right now, okay? You keep hurting children, and in my generation, it was really bad. So, the word Generation X should not come out of your mouth and something negative afterwards if you don't know what the fuck we've been through. We were the generation that we were not only, we had these metallic playgrounds, everything made out of metal. If you fell on concrete. There wasn't no plastic and rubber foam, honey. It was like hard. This shit was hard. Anyway, and then we was a generation, like, if we did something wrong, and what wrong could a child do? Any little petty shit, and we got our ass beat, then it must have been because you're a bad child and you weren't doing what you were told to do, and that's why you got your ass whooped, or whatever reason. In Virginia Godspeed's book, let me tell you how the generations past were raised. Her father trafficked her, a little girl, when she was a little girl, that's why I couldn't get through this book, to a friend of his. He was supposed to be some kind of preacher or pastor. After both of them, they were trading off stories of what they were doing to her. Okay, at the end of the day, the father brings a guy and says to Virginia, you have to ask for forgiveness for making us do this to you. Okay, that's the kind of fucked up shit. You do this shit to a child, and then you sit there, and goes on systematically in places where God only knows what's going on out there because nobody cares about the children. Okay, and then you wonder, why is the world so fucked up? Because the children have been abused, and they grow up, and we grow up, and most of us don't make it. I was able to separate or whatever. I have my things too. We're all damaged. We all got something that's totally whatever. You know what I'm saying? We all have something that we held on to and that has manifested and shit. Like with me is this craziness about wanting to seek justice and wanting to help people, and it's just something that happened, that created in me from all the stuff that I had to go through, being blamed for being, whatever. I can imagine how it manifests in other people's lives, with other people that were raised in that same generation and had the fingers pointed at them constantly, and what it manifests in their lives. A lot of them make it and say, no, I'm going to make things better. My biggest prayer was, God, please help me. At 10 years old, I'm praying this. Please, when I grow up, I don't want to be like these people. I want to be different. I want to be nice. I want to be better. And there's people that actually, a lot of people out there were able to do that by saying, I'm not going to be like this people. Fuck this shit. So anyway, and then there's some that could not push it off of them. And what happens is they go into a dark place and they believe all that stuff. And that manifested in their lives. Okay. So when you hurt children, a lot of them can't push it off. A lot of them, all the stuff that you've done to them, it manifests in their life later on when they're older, and in one form or another, whether good or bad. Maybe if we didn't do that, and children shouldn't be thinking about having sex. They should be there should be an art class. It should be a music class. We should be trying to find out what their strengths are, what their gifts are, and not by giving them tests, by letting them tell us, I like this, I like that. Oh yeah, okay, that's what we're going to encourage you to do because that's what you were, that's what you were meant to do, instead of trying to stifle and control and make everybody the same. Okay, but this idea, like I said, this idea, Hollywood is trying to normalize pedophilia, and in all places, a fucking X-Files movie. I was ready to see, like I said, spaceships or fucking some crazy bullshit, like, I was all excited to take my mind off of Epstein files and all the pedophilia that's going on. And, and the star of the fucking thing was a fucking pedophile priest. Can you believe it? That had no business doing it. I never thought in a million years that was going to be the storyline of this motherfucking movie. I'm telling you. I wouldn't have watched it. I was trying to, I was trying to do that revelation. Let's see what they're trying to message us. Let's see what they're trying to tell us in this movie. That's how I watch movies and shit. Look for symbolism and what the establishment is trying to convey and how they're trying to make us react. And this one I caught right off the bat. You want my reaction? Fuck you and fuck your pedophile push. Okay? Fuck that shit right now. We're done. We're done with it. I was so done with it. I was like, really? Are you fucking kidding me right now? But anyway, that's what it was about. So anybody the X-File fan and you want to think you're going to see something real, like, cool, like back in the day? Nope. Hollywood's pushing their pedophile agenda. Their normalization of how it's okay. You can molest, you can fuck the children. It's okay. We'll let you. You know what I'm saying? No big deal. You know what I'm saying? Just say the wrong thing to her. Oh, say fuck. Oh my God, did she really drop that F-bomb? Oh my God, what a horrible person. Pedophilia? It's okay, it happens, right? No big deal. Let's put it in movies. He's a hero. Woo! Fuck all that. Okay, so like I said, watch the X-Files movie, but don't think it's gonna be all happy if you're a sci-fi fan and thought you was gonna get away from the fucking shit that's going on in the world. Nope, they're pushing pedophilia. Alright? Keep your eyes open, people. Alright? Wake up. Love y'all. Peace.